Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving deep into the whole idea of intelligence. But let's just forget everything you think you know, okay? We're not talking about some single static score. We're talking about a ladder. So let's start climbing. I mean, we've all heard of IQ scores, right? This one little number that's supposed to tell us everything about how smart we are. But really? Does it capture the whole story? So let's try looking at it a different way. Not as a single point on a graph, but as a whole spectrum. A ladder with these really distinct rungs of awareness. And we're going to start right at the very foundation. Okay, first up, the foundational levels. This is the kind of intelligence that, shapes the world most of us live in, the one we recognize every single day. At the very base, we have what's clinically known as subnormal intelligence. Now, the experience here isn't so much about logic or complex language. It's really about the here and now, the immediate and the sensory. Think tone of voice, touch, and these incredibly deep emotional bonds that are often shown in really profound, nonverbal ways. Moving up just one rung, we find below average intelligence. Sure, abstract stuff in school, like algebra, might be a real challenge. But many people here have these amazing practical and interpersonal skills. They learn best by doing, with their hands, and they can absolutely thrive in structured roles, really making a difference in their communities. And here we are. This is where most of society lives. Average intelligence is basically the engine of our world. It's that ability to follow the rules, manage our relationships, and, solve the everyday problems life decides to throw at us. It's balanced, it's functional, and honestly, it's what keeps the lights on. But here's the thing about this level. It has a hidden trap. It can be kind of sticky. When you feel like you're smart enough to get how the world works, you might not be looking for your own blind spots. And hey, if life is working out okay, why would you feel the need to question things any deeper? So as we keep climbing up this ladder, the nature of thought itself just changes. It stops being about what you know and starts becoming about how fast and how intuitively you can connect all the dots. See, at this level, you don't just learn things. You make these huge leaps. You're the one who spots the pattern way before anyone else. But that speed, well, it can be really isolating. Conversations can feel painfully slow, and you might even find yourself dumbing down your own thoughts just so everyone else can keep up. We are now entering a much, much rarer cognitive space, a place that's home to only the top 2% of the population. High intelligence isn't just about being fast. It's about seeing the solution before most people have even figured out there's a problem. Minds at this level are just drawn to complexity. We're talking theoretical science, philosophy, high-level engineering, any field that rewards really abstract and strategic thinking. The gifted mind, it doesn't just solve the problem, it completely reframes it. It connects these huge ideas from totally different subjects with this wild originality. But this gift, it can come with some serious challenges, like incredible frustration with slow systems and having emotions that are just as intense as your thoughts. Okay, we've now arrived at the levels where intelligence stops playing by the rules and just starts rewriting them. This is where the world actually gets reshaped. The jump from gifted to genius isn't just another step up the ladder. No, it's more like a leap into a completely different dimension of thought. It's a fundamentally different way of thinking. So while everyone else is trying to run faster down the same old path, the genius is the one running sideways, carving out a brand new path nobody even knew was there. A genius questions the very foundation of a problem. Think about Einstein, who didn't just solve a physics problem. He completely redefined space and time. But this kind of paradigm-shifting power often feels like, and I'm quoting our source material here, isolation at the speed of light. They're just so far ahead, they often seem strange or radical, at first anyway. So, if a genius achieves this unbelievable depth in one specific area, what happens when that same level of brain power is applied with incredible breadth? Well, that's where we meet the polymath. A polymath just doesn't see the boundaries between different fields. They're finding the hidden patterns that connect math to music or biology to philosophy. Think of Leonardo da Vinci. He was an artist, an inventor, and an anatomist. Or Benjamin Franklin, a scientist, a politician, and a printer. They bring knowledge together in a way that builds something completely new. The visionary then takes this even a step further. They combine that genius with foresight and, frankly, the sheer courage to build a future that most people can't even imagine yet. They don't just connect the dots that are already there. They introduce ideas that seem absolutely impossible, right up until the moment they change everything. Well, we've finally reached the very top of our ladder. And up here,
intelligence transforms. It's no longer just a tool for solving problems, it becomes something else entirely.
At this final, ultimate level, the focus shifts completely inward. Instead of just connecting the dots, these minds start questioning the dots themselves. They start exploring the nature of consciousness, the illusion of the ego, the very fabric of thought.
At this absolute peak, intelligence is no longer some personal tool for getting ahead or for being the best. It becomes a vehicle for understanding fundamental truths. It's a quiet, profound awareness that serves something so much bigger than just the self.
So what this ladder really shows us is that intelligence isn't some fixed point, right? It's a capacity for growth. Every single rung offers a totally new way of seeing the world. So the real question isn't how smart am I, it's what am I willing to question? So what will you question next?